Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos and Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Coming up on the program, Governor Sanwo-Olu unveils 10 billion naira MSME to boost local production. Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems reels out achievements at 2025 Ministerial Press Briefing, and Governor Sanwo-Olu commissions Magistrates' quarters in Ketu. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has launched a 10 billion naira access to finance scheme for micro, small and medium enterprises that will help drive local production, job creation and economic inclusion in the state. The fund, jointly provided by the Lagos State Government, the Bank of Industry and other partners, was unveiled after the formal signing of a Memorandum of Understanding for the Lagos BOI MSME Access to Finance Scheme at Alausa in Ikeja. Please take a look.
Providing affordable financing for micro, small and medium enterprises through cooperatives in Lagos State is the reason for this gathering at the Adeyemi Bero Auditorium in Alausa, Ikeja.
The Division of Business Development, Bank of Industry.
Lagos State Executive Council members, Bank of Industry senior management staff and the hosts, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, join other stakeholders for the first of its kind initiative aimed at driving local production, job creation and economic inclusion across strategic sectors.
Today, as we unveil this landmark intervention, we do so with the full understanding that micro, small and medium enterprises are not marginal actors on the fringes of our economy. Rather, they are the economic lifeblood of Lagos, providing more than 70% of employment, sustaining communities, fueling innovation, and enriching the socio-economic fabric of our society. Yet, for far too long, access to finance, particularly affordable, non-collateralized, and timely finance has been the Achilles heels of MSMEs. That ends today. The LASMECO program, as you will hear in greater detail, is a revolutionary financing model that pools the strengths of public and private sectors with non-collateralized loans of up to 10 million on a single interest rate of 9%.
President of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, as well as the president of the Lagos State Cooperative Federation, commend the state government and its partners for bridging Nigeria's credit gap and supporting real sector growth.
I once again like to especially recommend the Executive Governor, His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for all the remarkable strides that the state has achieved in the recent times. In nearly 6 years, your administration has shown steadfast commitment to fostering an economy where businesses evidenced by the investment of over 8.4 billion naira to support more than 12,000 MSCs across the state, spending 1.17 billion rose to 4,600 MSMEs, another 558.56 million, that's 558.5 million naira to support some Lagos-based businesses in 2024 alone. The official launch of this called Lagos State BOI MSME Access to Finance Scheme being launched today marks another significant milestone in the quest to transform the MSME landscape in the state. This scheme, ladies and gentlemen, is a breakthrough in the efforts to bridge the financing gap and unlock the full potential of MSMEs within the state.
As a movement, we had requested for a grant exclusively for cooperative societies and to be managed by cooperators themselves using our well-established structure. The culmination of which was presented to Your Excellency during our cooperative festival sometime in 2023. We are, however, pleased and happy with this initiative as the first step towards our request. By providing access to finance through cooperative societies and domiciling the fund in the Bank of Industry, your administration has shown its unwavering commitment to inclusive growth and grassroots empowerment. This move is certainly the opening of a new chapter of opportunities, one that will undoubtedly lead to business expansion, job creation, wealth creation through cooperatives. The program is set to enhance the growth of small-scale businesses and to improve the livelihood of beneficiaries across the state.
BOI's Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer says the initiative is expected to create at least 10,000 jobs and unlock wealth across Lagos. The fully tech-driven scheme ensures transparency, real-time impact tracking, and ease of access.
For us at the Bank of Industry, charity begins at home. We are based in Lagos, and we must ensure that Lagos works. Moreover, this strategic effort will unlock the creativity, resilience, and potential of Lagos MSMEs by dismantling the structural barriers that have long constrained access to opportunity. Development is not just about helping the poor. It is about removing the barriers that stop them from helping themselves. Today, we take a bold step in that direction together. At the Bank of Industry, we believe that MSMEs are the engines of Nigeria's economic growth, driving innovation, creating jobs, and expanding opportunities. We also know that without access to finance, their potential remains limited. This is why the government of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is focused on delivering access to finance to the MSME segment of Nigerian enterprises.
Governor Sanwo-Olu is excited about the milestone initiative, which he says will fulfill the dreams of many business owners who have the skills but lack the necessary capital to scale their operations.
It is for us to formally unveil this laudable program, which we believe is the fulfillment of dreams for so many people. We see it as a light to thousands of our small MSMEs. A small light that is on their candle that will give them a path to prosperity, and they'll give them a path for them to know that indeed this government is working for them. The government of our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has given matching mandates to Bank of Industry to not just be a Bank of Industry that is big and is massive, but also be a Bank of Industry for MSMEs, for them to be able to look at micro, small enterprise, but working with accelerators, working with partners like ourselves, working with investment bankers like Sterling, and be able to create a model that will make them accessible, affordable, and achievable. And so on behalf of Mr. President, we want to thank the management of BOI for also seeing us as a willing partner. And so today, for us in Lagos State, we're proud to unveil the Lagos State Access to Finance program for our MSMEs through cooperatives. You'll be accessing affordable credit up onto 10 million naira. This is a scheme that we want you 6 months down the line to have real beneficiaries, real people coming out to come and confirm that their businesses have changed, their lives have changed, because they've been able to access this thing without any collateral.
After the speeches, all partners put pen to paper, signaling the official launch of the LASG BOI MSME Access to Finance scheme that will empower over 90% of the businesses within the MSME space.
Let's turn our attention to food security. This time, the Lagos State government says the mid-level agro-produce hub at Idioro Mushin has traded food valued at over 3 billion naira since its launch in December 2023. The State Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Abisola Olusoya, stated this while giving an account of activities of the ministry in the last 1 year at the 2025 ministerial press briefing held at Alausa, Ikeja.
The drive towards ensuring food security in Lagos is one that the state government is passionate about and hopes to achieve with various initiatives, including the Eco rice being produced at the Lagos Rice Mill in Mota in Ikorodu area of the state, Onje Eco Food Discount Markets, Lagos Agripreneurship Program, among other projects being supervised by the State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems. The State Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Abisola Olusoya, top government officials, heads of departments are here for the 2025 Ministerial Press Briefing at Alausa Ikeja to deliver the ministry's transformative journey in the past 6 years under the visionary leadership of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu Kadri Hamzat's administration. She highlights the steps taken by the government to achieve sustainable food system in Lagos State.
Our mission has been very clear: to build a resilient, inclusive, and sustainable food system that ensures food security for all Lagosians. This mission is anchored on a four-pronged strategy. The first is domestic sufficiency, which is about enhancing local agricultural production by focusing on value chains where Lagos has a comparative and competitive advantage. And these are in poultry, fisheries, piggery, coconut, and horticulture. The second is in up-country partnerships, and this is about collaborating with other Nigerian states endowed with vast arable land and farming population to augment our food supply. The third strategy is on development of food storage and logistics capabilities, which is towards establishing infrastructure to reduce post-harvest losses, standardize food transportation, and ensure year-round food availability. And the fourth is the development of a market infrastructure and systems towards streamlining Lagos's role as a market city-state to facilitate efficient food distribution, leveraging our strategic location as a port city. These strategic pillars have translated into tangible achievements across 6 key areas, and the first being training and capacity building, where over 100,500 farmers and fishermen have been trained in modern agricultural practices, enhancing productivity and livelihoods. The second is in agricultural infrastructure development, and these are some of the things we have been able to achieve, which is the completion of the Lagos rice mill at Imota, which was commissioned in 2023. The rice mill being the largest in Africa and the third largest globally, occupying 8.5 hectares of land. It has the capacity to produce 2.4 million 50 kilo bags of rice annually, creating over 1,500 direct jobs and over 254,000 indirect jobs. We also have the Lagos Central Food Systems and Logistics Hub at Ekpe, and this hub represents a flagship project by the state government to modernize and secure the state's food distribution ecosystem. Conceptualized as part of Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu's broader vision for agriculture and food systems transformation, the hub is designed to serve as a central, data-driven and technologically integrated complex for food aggregation, storage, processing, and distribution. Upon completion, it will stand as the largest food logistics hub in sub-Saharan Africa and will feature facilities to serve over 1,500 40-ton trucks daily. And it is expected to boost the over 14 trillion food market in Lagos. With the expected completion of phase 1 within the next few months, it will be a game changer in the Nigerian food sovereignty plan, considering the emulation of Lagos as a pioneer, as seen recently in the adoption of the project by other states. Upon completion, Lagos anticipates, or Lagosians should anticipate, an impactful reduction in food prices due to the integrated facilities like cold and dry storage, a large capacity abattoir, a jetty for streamlined goods for transportation.
The Trader Money Initiative, which has supported 15,000 market traders across 57 local government areas and local council development areas, is not left out in the ministry's scorecard. Agro-processing productivity enhancement and livelihood improvement support project, as well as the economic footprint of the Lagos Central Food Security Systems and Logistics Hub in Ekpe, is also expected to provide uninterrupted food supply to over 10 million residents.
Also, the establishment of middle-level agro-produce hubs, such as the one at Idioro in Mushin, where food valued at over 3 billion naira has been traded since the commissioning. Sites for 3 additional middle-level hubs are currently under construction, and these are at Abijo in the Bejuleki area, just right at Shongotedo, at Agege in Penn Cinema, and also at Okwebi. Also, we have identified other suitable areas, and these also construction would commence shortly. Also, the establishment of the cattle transit station and ranches at Igbodu. We also have construction of farm access roads over 13 kilometers, 6 jetties, 15 cottage processing centers for farmers across the state under the Appeals Project and the Lagos Cares Project in collaboration with the World Bank. And the third key area would be in enterprise support financing, where over 151,595 agribusinesses have received support through grants, input, tools, and advisory services, enabling them to scale sustainably. We have the Agri-Innovation Club grants, where we had 26 agro-innovators win grants ranging from 1 million, 1.5 million to 7.5 million each. We have the Eco Flavors project, where we supported over 30 upcoming chefs in the culinary skills and implement. We have the ministry's initiatives through the Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority and FADAMA, where over 70,200 beneficiaries across several value chains benefited. We have the Lagos Trader Money, where over about 15,000 market traders across the 57 local governments and LCDAs benefited by getting 50,000 naira each. We have the Onje Eco Farmer Subsidy Program, where over 4,000 vendors, over 4,000 farmers actually benefited. We have the Onje Eco Food Discount Market vendors, where over 5,000 vendors participated across several months when we ran the program. We have the Lagos Agripreneurship Program, where over 1,200 beneficiaries have benefited in terms of enterprise financing. We have the Lagos Cares Project, where over 33,639 beneficiaries have been empowered. We have the Coconut Processing Training and Empowerment that has given grants to over 600 beneficiaries. We have Apiculture Training, which is beekeeping, where we have about 300 beneficiaries. We have the Rice Development Production, where over 1,300 beneficiaries have gotten grants. We have the Appeals Project, where about 17,000 beneficiaries were supported. We have the Red Meat Program, where about 3,000 beneficiaries have also received support. And in the Lagos Fresh Food Hub, where we have vendors that we have supported in over a year plus, about 600 of them. Under the Central Food Systems and Logistics Hub, the economic footprint of the hub is expected to generate over 5 million income opportunities across the agriculture and logistics value chains, from farmers to transporters to retailers to cold chain operators. It is guaranteed to supply uninterruptedly to over 10 million Lagos residents for at least 90 days during emergency or lean periods. It should reduce food transportation costs and post-harvest losses, which currently account for between 30% to 50% of total food losses in Nigeria, and it should contribute to a projected 30 to 50% reduction in food prices, especially for staples and perishables, through improved efficiency and lower waste.
The strides made in the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems underscores government commitment in transforming the state agricultural landscape, and the authority assures the people that it remains steadfast in its journey towards sustainable food systems and economic prosperity.
Finally on the program, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has inaugurated a newly completed housing scheme in the Ketu area of the state for officers in the state's judicial arm of government. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who also commissioned a warehouse in Ikorodu to safeguard assets tied to court judgments, says government is laying a foundation for a stronger and more accessible justice system for Lagos residents.
A new housing scheme sited in the residential area of Ketu has been delivered by the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for officers in the state judicial arm of government. The inauguration of the 2 blocks of 3-bedroom apartments has brought some members of the judiciary sector, traditional rulers, among other dignitaries to the area, where Governor Sanwo-Olu and his deputy joins them for the occasion. Chief Judge of Lagos, Justice Kasim Alugba, is delighted about the project and commends the government for strengthening the judiciary to function independently.
What brought about this is that it came to a point when our magistrates were being sued in their own courts and sometimes in the high courts for recovery of possession. You all know how embarrassing that could be. And so we cried to the governor, briefed him about the situation, and he said we must find something to do about it. In order to cut time short, this is the manifestation of the promise of Mr. Governor. And so we will be having at least 24 of our magistrates who are now allocated flats in this place as their residential official quarters. The Attorney General is looking at me, but I won't disclose something else. I'm sure he doesn't want Mr. Governor to hear it. But I'll just say that he also has 10 flats here for senior legal officers of the Ministry of Justice. But there's nothing lost about that. We are twins. The judiciary and the Ministry of Justice, we all serve in the same arm of government in the administration of justice. Mr. Governor, we thank you very much.
It's not just the housing scheme that has been provided for the state judiciary. A warehouse for seized goods is now available in Majindu, pending final determination of the court case. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice is grateful for the provision of the infrastructure.
Today's commissioning represents not just the opening of a physical structure and facility, but the institutionalization of an orderly and transparent system for preserving properties that are subject of execution of judgment of courts in Lagos State. The Deputy Sheriff Warehouse to be commissioned shortly is a vital addition to our judicial ecosystem. It is specifically designed to warehouse properties that are subject to execution of judgment of courts, but which judgment is subject of an appeal and stay of further execution, thereby suspending the sale of the property on behalf of the judgment creditor. Prior to this intervention, such properties were often left scattered around our court premises, exposed to the weather elements, vulnerable to thefts or damages, and presenting an untidy and insecure environment around our courts. This was an unacceptable situation for a judicial system in a center of excellence that prides itself on orderliness, diligence, and respect for property rights. The newly constructed warehouse is therefore to provide a secure, organized, and professionally managed space where such property will be properly stored, documented, and preserved at a cost, pending the conclusion of the appeal from the judgment in question. It reflects the government's commitment to upholding the sanctity of judgment of our court, while at the same time protecting the property rights of parties, pending final determination of the appeal that affects the judgment.
Governor Sanwo-Olu described the development as an affirmation of his administration's dedication to judicial reform and infrastructure development.
Just about a week and a half ago, we were all witnesses when we handed over new courts, commercial courtrooms at Takwa and Lagos Island. And we said that will be the beginning of a lot of additional infrastructure that will be seen that both ourselves and the judiciary will be handing over and will be commissioning. So we are keeping in tandem with that promise. Where we are here is to look at our entire judicial system. First is to acknowledge that outside of the federal government that has a federal high court, which are distributed in the entire 36 states, your state has the largest body of judges and also magistrates in the country, much more than the Abuja High Court. And so if that is the case, the minimum we can do is to ensure that we make this job a lot comfortable and a lot appreciable for you. Coincidentally, our Ministry of Justice also has been adjudged to be the largest law firm in the country, because they are the one that have the largest council in the entire country, both in public and in private. So you can see that the synergy between our Ministry of Justice and our judiciary is one that is made from my Lord, the Chief Judge. We want to thank you. We want to say to our senior citizens that today we're handing over very modest 34 flats of 3-bedroom each, 24 of it to our magistrates, cadre, and 10 just to support our council in the Ministry of Justice. For us, we see that as a necessary tool to ensure that the welfare of our officers, the welfare of the magistrates, of our judges, the welfare of the staff, the public officers of Lagos State is critical and is paramount to us. It's only when they have comfortable accommodation, comfortable welfare package that they can do their work dispassionately. They can do it without fear of favor.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Governor. We do appreciate you.
The K2 housing scheme comprises 34 apartments, 24 allocated to magistrates, and 10 reserved for legal officers from the Ministry of Justice. He also commissioned the Deputy Sheriff Warehouse in Majido area of Ikorodu to help safeguard assets tied to court judgments.
We believe this is another testament of our commitment to judicial reforms, to our commitment in institutional excellence and service to the people of Lagos. The proper management and secure storage of court records, their exhibits, in our view, evidence a fundamental need for the integrity of the judicial system. And so with the commissioning of this state-of-the-art warehouse, we're not only providing an ordinary facility, it has come with well-equipped advanced security. And even before we came in, the Chief Judge and myself and the Honorable Attorney General were even further discussing on how to further strengthen the security and the level of efficiency of this place, where we want to further even go ahead and ensure that it meets today's needs and it also meets future needs of what is intended for.
The facility will also support transparent judicial processes, provide a secure, organized and professionally managed space where properties under litigation will be properly stored, documented and preserved pending the adjudication on the court proceedings instituted on the properties.
And that's the program for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Remember, be the best you can, obey all state laws, and most importantly, please live a healthy life. Till next time, it's bye for now.